So, should we go and win another cup game? Feels like a good idea. Let's try and do that. Hit like and subscribe. Let's go marching on together. What's up guys, ChasingLamely here with episode number 12 of Marching On Together, and today we're going to be playing Blackburn in the 4th round of the FA Cup. We currently sit 7th in the Premier League, form not being great, we'll get into that in a second, but first, there's been some transfer movement. So we've said goodbye to a few players on loan, but the ins are the big news, and the first guy to come was this guy at Chishima, a Japanese defender centre-half. He's coming, he couldn't get a work permit, so we've sent him out on loan to Cultural Leonesa in Spain, our feeder club, just to get some game time until he gets enough caps for Japan to earn himself a work permit, basically. He's got some big potential though, looks like he can really develop. I don't know if it's going to show us his full potential on the scouting screen, I'm not entirely sure. It's saying he's 3, potentially 4 stars. It feels like about the right number. But he looks like a good player for the future. We're going to bring him in, try and develop him. He's a bit short for a centre-half, but you know, if we can get some pace into him, turn him into a right back, maybe that's where his future lies. But still a few more players coming in. He's cost us, by the way, the princely sum of £400,000 from Kashima Antlers. Following him through the door, so a lot of defensive signings. For £6.75 million from Torino is Paolo Gozzi, a centre-half. He's already played a couple of games for us in the Premier League. He looks like a good prospect. He's not a great prospect, but he looks like a good player for the Premier League. Little bit of potential to improve. He's only 22. We should turn a profit on him once we sort of outgrow him, once we get beyond him being good enough for the first team. But for now, he will do a job. He's had a pretty good career. Started at Juventus, played a few games for Juventus. Was sold to Torino for 300k a couple of years ago. Played a lot of games for Torino as well. 16 games, which isn't bad for a new signing. Had a couple of seasons alone at Spal. Got himself another 46 appearances. Genuinely looked quite good. I thought I'd take him, and he's done okay for us so far. This was a signing I think I told you guys about, Jacob Sorensen, who's a Danish international, can play right back and all the way up the middle and a bunch of other places. He's fairly versatile. So he's looking like a solid player, solid Premier League player. He's joined us from Red Bull Salzburg. If you're a Norwich fan, you might recognise him because he plays for Norwich currently in real life. But we bought him for 3.2 million after Salzburg spent 9.5 on him. I think it's a pretty strong deal. He's not looked necessarily outstanding for us since he joined us, but you know, he's got some ability and he can play in a lot of positions, and he's just good backup to have, really. Next up was a Brazilian centre-half, Murillo. He has come in from Lokomotiv Moscow. He can play anywhere up the middle. He's pretty... I wanted some versatile players for the squad, and that's what I've got with this guy. And Murillo joins for 8 million from Lokomotiv Moscow. Looks like a solid player. Hasn't really played for us just yet, but he will get into the team. It's just a case of when. And our next signing, a striker, will be a familiar face to Aston Villa fans, is Wesley. He's got a cap for Brazil. He's not a great player, but he did provide that little bit of depth. After selling Rodrigo, I thought I need to bring another striker. He felt like a good idea, and frankly, we've sort of stolen him because Villa paid 22.5 million for him. Okay, he's not a prolific goal scorer. They sold him to Palmeiras for 6 million. We've spent 7.75 bringing him back. And I just say, he's depth more than anything. I don't think he's ever going to be a first choice player for us. He's just tiding us over until we can sort of do a proper rebuild of our strikers. But I'm quite happy to have him on board. And the final new guy on board is another centre-half, Bruno Mendes, who is a Uruguayan international. £13 million I spent on this guy from Corinthians. And again, he is there for depth. I just need an extra defender, but he looks like he can do a good job for us. I think he's going to be at least adequate. Again, it was just a case of replacing the guys who either have left or look like they were going to replace. Obviously, Lorente has gone. Koch was looking like he was on the move. So was Verba. Neither of them actually did leave in the end, but I brought these guys in just to kind of back things up a little bit, just to make sure I had that bit of cover. In terms of out, one of the big headline outs is Ollie Watkins has joined Braga on loan. I wasn't getting in the team really. He's played 3 games since he joined us, and they've paid us 825k to loan him for the rest of the season. It felt like a good move. Get him some football. Maybe he develops a bit before he comes back. Maybe he just comes back and we can sell him on. I don't really know what the plan is with him, but he wasn't playing, so the plan right now is he can go play in Portugal for a bit and see what happens. and there is one last big out, and that is Jacob Jankto, who I'm very, very well aware I signed at the start of this season. He's joined Jiangsu Suning. We made a profit on him, a £2.5 million profit. He played a little bit, but he was mostly warming the bench. I didn't see a time when he was going to develop into a first-team starter. He's already 28. I just thought I'd move him on for the money. I do have a big name I'm trying to get in. Hopefully he'll be in time for the next episode, if not the one after. I say hopefully because he's costing me 19 million and I currently only have 14 to spend, which means I'm trying to move someone on, and I'm really struggling. I want to move Augustin Urtzi to Rangers. I took a bid for 5 million. The board stepped in and cancelled it because they think he's worth 12.5. I don't. I just want him gone so I can bring this other new signing in. But we'll keep an eye on that. But let's have a quick look at the schedule so I can show you what you've missed since we played against Villa last. We lost 2-0 to West Brom. Really disappointing performance. I had a good shout at the players after this. It was just a horrible performance. Nothing actually was happening for us whatsoever. We then played Leicester, drew 1-1 with Thibaut Persson getting a late equaliser. Again, we didn't really get to the races with this one. We've been in sort of dodgy form lately. It's been very, very strange since the Watford game, actually. We've just been in really shaky, dodgy form. We played Brighton and drew 1-1, Curtis Jones getting the goal before Aaron Connolly equalised, and Jedvaj and Verma both picked up injuries, which was incredibly inconvenient, and Gelhardt and Kovnacki couldn't really get into the game. And then we played Wolves, and this was a bit of a thriller. I wish I'd shown you this game instead, to be honest. But we played well. We won 4-3. We were behind for a lot of the game, and at one stage we were 2-1 down. Then we went 3-1 down. Ruan scored the first goal, and Curtis Jones brought us back to 3-2. Felipe Suarez made it 3-1. Jeremias Perez-Tica scored his first goal for the club to win it in the 94th minute. Bit of an instant hero. He's not a guy I've really looked at as being a major sort of regular first-team starter, certainly not immediately. He will be down the line because he's quick, but I'm glad he finally got off the mark for us. He has had 4 in the Papa John's Trophy this season, which is pretty special. But yeah, not quite there, and that's pretty much where we're at. So let's go play Blackburn, and let's see if we can get to the 5th round of the FA Cup. So we've still got a few players missing and out injured in various things, including some big players like Gelhardt has been missing for a while. Verba is still out injured. Ollie Skip still not fully fit. So a few players still missing. But our starting lineup today is going to be Bilo, Jedvaj, Koch, Gotzi and Sarachi, with Buendia, Phillips, Suarez and Ruan in midfield, and Jones and Kovnacki up top. Really not my ideal first choice starting strikers. I mean, Jones tends to play there, but not really what I would go for as a first choice, but we're going to make it work somehow. I may swap Ruan and Kovnacki at some point during the game, but this feels like it's secure for now. On the bench, Murillo, Norrington Davis, Persson, Wesley, Mendes, Sorensen and Luca Bacchio. So let's go see if we can beat Blackburn. So into the dressing room, we're going to do a go out there and impress me. Just for the record, Blackburn sits 7th in the Championship. Both teams come into this one on a spell of poor form, as it's therefore a good opportunity to step up and arrest your recent struggles. It is a great opportunity. I have a problem motivating the team against an opposition like Blackburn. Complacency must surely be an issue ahead of this match. I mean, no, because we're professionals, and I'd like us to play like professionals. That's kind of how we do things here at Leeds United. So, let's get into this game and let's see if we can rack up some early goals. Early throw-in for Blackburn. It's going to be Ratu to take it to Foster, back to Ratu, and Foster to Armstrong. Can we get this ball back? Gotzi tries a tackle and fails, and Rothwell has a pop, and it's just gone wide. Got ourselves a goal kick, which does us quite nicely, and we've survived that first attack, but Blackburn are looking like they're quite handy at the moment, as demonstrated by the fact that we've gone straight to another throw-in. Foster to Jermaine, to Travis. Phillips with a great tackle there, and Felipe Suarez picks up the ball. I think he's going to try and go this one alone. He looks like he might try it. Plays it off to Ruan to Suarez, and Suarez has a pop and it's crossed the line. Absolute howler from Bazunu in the goal of Blackburn Rovers. Absolute howler. I thought he'd save that. I think everyone on the ground, everyone watching thought he'd save that. And Suarez laid it off to Ruan, who was in a terrible position. Got himself immediately tackled. Suarez hit it immediately. Keeper like he had it, and then just dropped it and let it roll into the net. And Suarez, I mean, he can't claim it, but we'll take the goal. Throw in for us now, actually, Jedvaj with another one of his big, long throws, and Kovnacki is there. Kovnacki there to finish from close range. It's now 2-0. That's his 3rd goal of the season. I'm going to drop some praise on the boys. And what a start for us. 21 minutes on the clock. Jedvaj with a great throw. And Kovnacki was just kind of hovering, waiting for the keeper to make another mistake. And that really does have to go down as another mistake for Bazunu. And he's having an absolute howler. And if we can capitalise on that, absolute happy days. Corner for us now, and Emi is taking it short to Suarez. Suarez just taking his time, puts the crossover, Koch is there. And it's just over the bar for a goal kick. And we've got 2 more useless ambulances up here. I like a useless ambulance, as regular viewers know. Those cannot get to anyone to help them because they're walled in. Good stuff, SI. And it's going to be a free kick for us now. Edge of the box. Who is stepping up for it? Emi Buendia stepping up. Has a pop and it's straight in the goal. And Sarachi has picked up a bit of a knock. He may well come off very soon. But 3-0 and Buendia with a cracking strike. He's not been great so far this game, but, you know, it's little moments like that that make up for it. And Bazunu again has completely failed to stop it. And it makes you wonder, are they going to sub out Bazunu? Because I would if I had a goalkeeper with that many clangers in one half of a game, he would very much be getting subbed. And Buendia steps up for another corner to Phillips. Phillips lays it back for Suarez, back to Phillips, to Emi, and Phillips again. Phillips across to Suarez for a pop. Sorry, not Suarez, it was Curtis Jones. I don't know how that got in there because I didn't see where Curtis Jones was. Either way, that's 4-0. We'll investigate on the replay. Phillips plays it in here. Suarez back to Phillips. Phillips lays it off to Emi. Emi to Phillips. Phillips back for Suarez. And that's just come off Curtis Jones. That's just bounced off him on the way in. I'm not even sure he can claim that. But, you know, we'll let him have it, I guess. I feel bad for Suarez, I'll be honest. I feel bad having what was very clearly his goal claimed by his teammate, but Curtis Jones will take the extra stats because that's what he does. I'm happy with how things are going. Keep it up, lads. Throw in for Blackburn. I'm going to apologise, by the way, if you can hear my housemates yelling in the background. Apparently they don't have volume control. I don't understand why they need to yell at each other from 3 feet away. They're halfway across the house as well, which is really distressing. As Blackburn have a goal disallowed. And yeah, we've survived that one at least. Travis to Rolls. And Rolls, yeah, that was where the disallowed goal came from. I was paying attention, so I wasn't at all distracted by my housemates yelling at the volume of aircraft engines. Bazunu with the ball in his hands now, which is a rare sight for Blackburn. Hoofs it upfield. Koch tries to head it away. Jedvaj trying to get to Rankin Costello. Jermaine to Travis to Rolls. And we've got to do something better here. Rolls to Rothwell. And let's try and do something wrong with a good tackle. That's what we need to see. To Jones, to Kovnacki. And back to Gotzi. Gotzi out wide to Yosemir, who's about to come off. To Gotzi again. Good interplay between the two of them. Gotzi going all the way back to Bilo in our goal. No pressure, no stress, no worrying here. Jedvaj to Emi. Just good team play here. Emi over the top, headed away by Rachu. And now we're in trouble with Rolls. And Kovnacki gets on the end of it. Can he put this away? I mean, he can't. Gavin Bazunu finally makes a save. Now it's Jones on the ball for Leeds. Gives the ball away again, but Koch is there to head it back. Norrington Davis to Ruan to Gotzi. Gotzi over the top now, looking for Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones, I didn't think he got his head to it, but it's with Calvin Phillips now. Phillips to Jones, and Jones turns his man, looking to get inside the box here. Can he cut it across? He can't. It's got away by Moore, and now Armstrong on the ball, and we've got to get back in cover here. And we're really relying on Gotzi to make a tackle, and he does. Immediately lays it off to Buendia to Jedvaj. Good interplay between those two, and Kovnacki heads it down to Jones, and it's back with Kovnacki to Felipe Suarez. This might be his last game for the club. He is wanted by a club in China, and Kovnacki finishes. And I'm starting to question whether it's smart selling Suarez at this point if he's going to keep doing stuff like that. We've seen a few good performances from him lately, but I do need to move him on. There's 23 million on the table, and the guy I'm trying to bring in to replace him is very, very special. He's an absolute worldie, and we probably could use an absolute worldie as we progress through the next couple of seasons. So it's become a bit of a catch-22 situation. Jedvaj we're going to take off because he does need to avoid being suspended. That's probably a strong idea. And I think we're going to take Ruan off because he's not been doing great for us, so that'll be all our subs done. Lukabakio is going to come on. And now we've got a corner, and it's going to be Emi taking it. Plays it short to Suarez. Suarez back, looking for Phillips to Emi Buendia. Buendia has a pop, and what a finish. What a finish from a very tight angle. Absolutely top-class stuff. And I think a few people probably, when I signed Buendia from Newcastle at the start of the season, probably wondered why I'd signed a guy who was playing for a club that got relegated. I say playing for a club that got relegated. He was barely playing for Newcastle when they got relegated. But I saw something in this guy, and he's been pretty good for us since we signed him, so I'm not going to complain at all. And now Blackburn are on the attack with Rankin Costello to Rolls. Ball goes over the top to Germain. Germain back to Fisher. Fisher puts a cross in for Armstrong, and Bilo makes an incredible save, and that's going out into touch, and we'll drop some more praise on the boys as the throw-in comes in now, and it's with Fisher to Germain. Germain, looking for a cross, comes off of, I guess, Norrington Davis. Travis to Costello, and we finally conceded a goal. It was only a matter of time. Those who are not new to the series should be very aware by now. We don't keep goals out. It's very rare we keep a clean sheet. We tend to just try and outscore everyone. We've done it well today, but you know, we're not known for our clean sheets, and it looks bad on Justin Bilo because he's been really good. It's just the way I set up to play. It's very, very aggressive, and so you will essentially see some defensive frailties happen. Through for us now, it's with Mendes, who I'm guessing is going to go for distance on this. He hasn't really gone to Phillips, headed on to Norrington Davis to Mendes, but Mendes will have a pop there. Curtis Jones will take that all day. And Bazunu, again, finally makes a save. I say again, doesn't make any sense. He makes a save, which has become a rare sight. And Buendia will go short to Phillips. Tackled by Travis, though, who's going to hoof it upfield. That's going to come to nothing. And that is full time. It is 6-1 at the whistle. And that's a strong performance round. Good win for us. Let's hit continue and let's go see who we're going to get in the second round. Or sorry, in the fifth round. Brain failure. See who we're going to get in the next round. But before that, I think we'll have to do a tunnel interview. So we've made it as far as the fifth round draw. There are 20 teams in the hat, the smallest of which are probably Brentford, Huddersfield, Portsmouth, Forest, Reading, Southampton, who I'd forgotten had gone down. Bunch of championship sides in there. Let's draw all teams, see who we can get. And we've got Southampton or Brighton, so we'll be going to the south coast. That's interesting. There's been no movement my way in the last couple of days on the big transfer. I will let you know as soon as that, I say as soon as. When I know that's in before an episode, I'll let you know what's going on. I'll let you know who the mystery player is. I'm feeling fairly confident of getting him in because I've had a few big offers for a few players who were just on the fringes. I've had a few offers for a few fringe players who are on loan. I think I can just about scrape together the £4 million-ish I need to make. No, I don't know why I clicked that one. I was looking for the schedule. So we're coming up for the next game, which is going to be the Aston Villa semi-final second leg, where hopefully we will fight our way through to the final. And I guess for the next game, we should probably come back for the FA Cup fifth round, since that seems to sit quite nicely along the road for us. And that will mean the next game after that would be, logically, the League Cup final, should we get there. That makes sense. That makes sense. We'll follow these cups all the way to the end. Why not? Right, guys, thanks for watching. You can, as always, find me on the social media. I am on Twitter, I'm on Insta, I'm on Patreon, at ChasingLamely. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, because liking and subscribing is great for you and for the channel. Magic graphic right there will remind you that you should have hit the subscribe button. And also ring the bell, hit all notifications. It will tell you when I go live in the FM Premier League, which happens about once a week. Anyway, guys, in the meantime, I have been ChasingLamely. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Have a good one.